And the first video is going to address the first big belief that we have that's keeping a gap between our dream and our reality. Because there's usually a little degree of separation, and some people might have a huge gap between their dream and the reality, and some people might have a little gap. But whether it's big or small, there's a degree of separation. And what's keeping a gap between when we picture our dream is these little issues we have. It might be an issue with love, or relationship, or our health problems. So whatever that issue might be, we're holding on to that because of a belief. So today's belief is that change takes time. Because if I want a dream career, but I think that change takes time because I've had teachers and parents tell me that people don't change, and that you have to work really hard and it takes a long time to achieve your dream. Yes, I want this dream, but it's not going to happen yet because I also believe that change takes time. So we're going to clear that out today, and the next videos are going to address 6 other beliefs. So what I want you to do right now is just think in your head of an issue you're having. And it can be mental, emotional, physical, and if you need to close your eyes and take a deep breath, that works. But picture an issue you're having right now that's keeping that degree of separation. And then when you have that issue, I want you to think about how you want to feel. And I'm not talking, oh, it would be nice if this. Like, go for the root of it. How do you really want to feel? Really, really, really want to feel. And you can just center in and take a deep breath. And then come back to right now. There should be how you want to feel isn't how you feel right now. So what we're going to do is you have beliefs that are keeping you feeling the way you do versus how you want to feel. So just like we have childhood experiences that get trapped in our subconscious, all of those beliefs and experiences we have get trapped in our body. So we're going to use EFT, or emotional freedom technique, to tap into the body to release those experiences from our body, which will also in turn release them from our mind, so we can consciously think of our goal and then consciously have them. So we're going to tap right here, and you can just use your 2 little fingers, or 3. You can say, even though change takes time, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though people don't change, I deeply and completely choose to accept myself right now. And even though it takes a lot of time for things to change, and a lot of time for me to get what I want, I deeply and completely accept myself where I am right now. And then take your 2 fingers and tap the top of your head. Change takes time. Change takes so much time. When I think of how I was when I was little, and I think of how I am right now, a lot of time has happened for me to change like this. My parents have told me that it takes a lot of time. My parents told me people don't change. I know people don't change. I've been with people who I've wanted to change so badly, but they won't change. I know that they should change, but they don't change. They didn't change. Kind of sucked. No matter how long they took, they wouldn't change. And if they don't change, I don't change. The bad things that I hate about them are just as horrible as the bad things I hate about myself. I hate these things about myself. And I hate that they're never going to change. They're never going to change. Feels pretty crappy. Pretty crappy. What I'm feeling right now is different than how I felt 5 years ago. It's different than how I felt 10 years ago. And it's different than how I felt 15 years ago. somewhere between that 15 years and right now, something changed. I was still the same person, but I guess I had different feelings about my life. Or I had different ways of dealing with my life. I may have learned new things. So I'm the same person, just with different experiences, different knowledge, different skills, and different insights. So I don't change, but my choices change. I'm excited that my choices can change. But if people don't change, I'm still stuck with myself. And I'm still stuck with this issue. And it's going to take a lot of time for this issue to change. Because it takes a lot of time for it to change. But my choices can change the issue. Old choices kept the issue. So many bad choices are giving me this issue. Other people's choices have created this issue. I have no control over their choices. But I have control over my choices. So old choices kept this issue. But new choices give me a new choice. Maybe a new issue, but definitely a new life. So even though I still might have this issue, I have a choice. And I can choose for it to change right now. I can choose for it to change tomorrow. I can choose for it to change in 10 years or 15 years, but I'd rather it change maybe by the time I fall asleep. So just take a deep breath and focus back in on your issue. And everything, when you're talking about how your choices are affecting you, or how other people's choices are affecting you, and maybe you don't have control, or all the times that you were saying that's going to take a lot of time, it activates all the moments you felt that way. So it might take a few hours. Some of that stuff will be leaving your body and leaving your mind, and you might get some more clarity. And it's good to notice those things. So we're just going to do a short round. We're going to do 2 rounds. And I want you to just tap right here with me. And you can either be saying these things out loud or just in your head if you're somewhere where you don't want to be saying it out loud. And I want you to zone into that feeling you have when you think of the issue and how it might take some time to change, or how the person or you might take some time to change. So focus in on what it feels like. That it might take you can even say out loud, this is going to take a lot of time to change. And think of that feeling you have in your body when you feel that way. Just the feeling. And then I want you to think, when was an earlier time in your life when you felt this way? Maybe it's a stress or an anxiety, or you feel really depressed that it's not going to change. Or you feel really angry that it's not going to change because you don't feel like it's your fault, or you feel like it's totally out of your hands. Think of that feeling and say, when was another time in my life I felt this way? And we're going to just do a quick 2 rounds to kind of activate this stuff in our body so it can move forward. And then you can say, even though I felt this way, I can choose to accept that. Even though I chose to feel this way, I can choose to feel a new way. And I love that about myself. Even though I felt this way, and I can't go back and erase the past, even though I want to go back and erase the past, even though I like the past just how it is because it brought me here, I can choose to love and accept myself just where I am right now, whether it's in my control or out of my control. So think of that feeling you had, and we'll just say, it felt so horrible. So horrible. I hate feeling like this. I hate feeling like this. It sucks to feel this way. It sucks to feel this way. And there's nothing I can do about it. There's something I can do about it. It's going to take a lot of time to get there. So I hate that I feel this way. I hate that I feel this way. Even though I feel this way, my feelings are a choice. But they're not a choice. Because this is horrible. So even though feelings can be horrible, I can choose to think about them differently. I can choose to get a different support system. And I can make new choices that are going to make me feel better. Okay, so it's just a little thing you can do about any issue. And I want you to kind of zone into anything that bubble it up, and you can just kind of let those things go as they come up. Don't judge them. And hopefully you can start to make new choices and see that it doesn't take that much time for something to just change, because we've all had horrible things happen to us, like, oh, I hate that this happened to me, and dramatic, horrible change seems to happen fast if something's ripped away from you, but we don't seem to associate how good change happens really fast. Like, we can think of death or destruction, or your parents being like, oh, you got divorced. That tearing away feeling of dramatic, instantaneous change, we associate with bad change. So this is your moment to be like, if I can lose everything and feel completely distraught in a second, I can also have like that feeling of like, oh, $1 million lottery kind of change, because that's the flip side. But our world is so focused on this negative side that we think that can happen quickly. If that can happen quickly, why can't the happy side happen quickly? So as soon as you start to think, feeling that your moment, your world can't change, whether it's your body or a relationship or a job, we feel like, oh, I just got fired. Oh, I just got broken up with. We tend to see that, oh, I fell in love, I started a relationship as slow. They don't have to be. Maybe it's like a coping mechanism because we like to just get the crappy stuff over with quickly. But why not get the good things really quickly? And that way we have more time. We got more time to have a bunch of beautiful things happen more quickly. So it's the first of one limiting belief in our subconscious, and the next video will be on the second one.